Hello, everybody, and welcome to 20X Rodeo High. I'm Wayne Wise, along with my old partner, Nick Hudson. We're in Gillette, Wyoming at the Camplex Event Center for the 2005 National High School Finals. 1,500 of the best cowboys and cowgirls from across North America are getting it on head-to-head. You sit back and hang on. Busted a move. You'll remember the little mojo. Well, Nick, it's showtime. I, for one, am glad to have you back, and what a good time to come back from the National High School Finals Rodeo. This is going to be huge.
It's good to be back, and it's good to be here the afternoon that all these contestants have been wishing for, have been hoping for, have set their goals toward all year long. It's the National High School Finals. It's the short round, and we're going to see it right here.
Well, I can tell you this much. The game faces are on, and as you said, this is what it all boils down to. 364 days they've prepared for this afternoon. Let's go to the bareback riding and see how well prepared we are there. Jerome, Idaho sends us our first bareback rider, Brad Reeder, on a horse called Warbird. He was 119 points on the first two horses. Look at this paint horse. Come on, Bradley, rear back, ride. Little more, you have got him. Nice way to start this bareback riding.
Boy, nice way indeed, and I'm impressed with this young guy. He really put his best foot forward. He drug his feet back to that rigging handle, tried to set him back in the horse's neck. This horse was kind of uneven, not really easy to ride. One of the Birch horses that, boy, they're famous for great bucking horses and great bulls, and here's just one of them you're seeing right here. Good job for Brad Reeder.
Well, our Wrangler officials come up with 67 for Brad Reeder. That will give him 186 points on three horses. Boy, what a good way to start this bareback riding. Let's go now to Rankin Lindsey, Hillsboro, New Mexico. Coming in, he's 118 points on two horses. That's 18th in the average, but this guy rides good. Remember him from the New Mexico State Championships?
Boy, I do, and I watched the New Mexico State High School Finals Championships from that beautiful facility down there in New Mexico, and some great horses, some great rides, and, you know, he worked hard to get here. He's glad he's here. He's ridden two already. He's got one to go, and it all boils down to what happens right here.
Well, we know he can ride. Lindsey on a horse called Power Wagon. Look at the size of this bucking horse. Come on, Rankin. Rear back, get your feet moving. Hang on. Well, he's got him, but I don't think that he will be nearly as happy with that score as he would have been if he'd have rode the horse a little better.
Well, I think he could have rode the horse a little better. You see this horse kind of dragging his butt on the way out of there, and when they do that, they're real strong. They tend to jerk on your arm a lot, and you see the effect of that as he gets off his rig and not really lifting with his arm, but that's not necessarily to his fault right there. So good job for Rankin Lindsey.
Well, our officials say 65 is going to be his score, a 65 for Rankin Lindsey. That gives him 183 points on three horses. We look now to Ty Kenner, Wood Lake, Nebraska. Got a horse called Tilt-A-Whirl. All right, Nebraska fans, here's your man. Oh, look at this, going to whirl just like a bucking bull. Now he's going to find us straightaway, and Ty Kenner is there. Now, he was 124 points on the first two horses. That may not have hurt him too bad at all, other than getting whacked in the head, I mean.
Well, I think he did get whacked in the head. You're going to see it on the replay. You're also going to see this horse turn back, and that's hard to handle for a bareback rider or a saddle bronc rider. Anybody in the horse riding, I tell you what, it's tough to handle and keep your feet moving. He does it pretty well. And then this horse kind of gets away from him right here, tries to get him back off his rigging and ways, and it's a little tough to catch up once you get behind on a horse this powerful.
Well, our Wrangler officials come up with 65 for the Nebraska man, 65 for Ty. That gives him 189 points on three. He is now the leader in our average. There's where he got whacked in the head. That will leave a mark. Let's go now to Justin Dykes, Jackson, Wyoming. Now, remember, we're in Gillette, Wyoming, and these Wyoming kids, well, they have kind of a home arena advantage here at the National High School Finals Rodeo. Hang 10, the name of this good Birch bucking horse. Justin Dykes, he's 125 on the first two. Look at the altitude of this one. Come on, Justin, hang on to him. That's going to work. That is going to work well.
Now, and he makes the 8-second whistle. I tell you what, he is lucky, and he is talented as well, because Justin Dykes just rode a horse that's going to throw a lot of people off. You see him jumping and kicking. Watch how much he drops in terms of that rigging moving vertically in the course of this ride. Justin Dykes does a nice job. The guy from Wyoming came back to his home state right here in Gillette and did it right.
Well, he did it real right. Our officials say 66 is the score, but that gives him 191 points on 3. He is now in the lead for this national championship. Boy, that was a nice ride, to say the very least. Well, from Wyoming, let's go to Mississippi. Matt Smith of Mount Olive, Mississippi, is going to be next. And again, think back to the Tennessee Challenge. We watched this kid really turn in a phenomenal bareback ride in Tennessee.
You know, and I remember this ride specifically, and this kid, he impressed me then. He's going to impress me now, I'm sure of it, because he rears back and lets her all go to the wind and exposes himself to being bucked off on these bareback horses, and these are rank horses of the Burke Rodeo Company.
Well, here's another rank one. Whirligig, the name of this horse. Look at this kid ride. Come on, Matthew. Oh, my. That is a huge bareback ride for that Mississippi man. Now, get your hand out of there. The Dodge pickup men are going to move in and put you on the ground. That was as good a bareback ride as you will see anywhere, anytime.
Well, if you remember, Wayne, we have world champions right now in the 20-year-old range. If you look down the top 15, you've got very young 20-year-old kids in there. This could be one of them right here. Look at this horse turn back. He's got an excellent, he's excellent as far as staying back on his rigging through the ride and keeping his feet moving. Excellent, excellent ride. And Matt Smith, I just can't say enough about this kid.
Well, you're going to like this, Nick. Our Wrangler officials have posted an 80-point ride for that Mississippi man. 80 points for Matt Smith. That gives him 208 points on 3 horses. He now is the clear leader in this bareback riding. Boy, that was good stuff.
Matt Smith, outstanding ride, outstanding horse, just an outstanding effort right there. You know, he might have just done what he needed to do for a national championship.
Brian Porty, he's going to try to take it away from him. Lake Charles, Louisiana bareback rider. Huggy Bear, that's the name of this birch bucking horse. Hang on to him, Brian. You have got him. Nice, solid bareback ride for Brian Porty. Now, he was 128 points coming into the championship go-round, as was Matt Smith. So we know that he needs to be 81 if he wants to overtake that lead. I don't know if that's enough horse.
I don't think that's enough horse. He did a good job of riding him. You see him come off his rigging a little bit here. You see his feet kind of drop down. They call that spooning in the bareback riding. And a little tough luck for that cowboy in that respect, but still, he kept his feet moving. Just this horse, a good to ride kind of horse, out through there and kicking out behind him, but not near the horse that Matt Smith had, which turned back right there in front of the chutes.
Well, and that's reflected in the score. 65 is the score for Brian Porty, 65. That gives him 191 on 3. Let's go now to another Louisiana bareback rider, Jeremy Mouton, on a horse called Slingshot. Here's the guy that was 138 on 2 coming in. He needs a solid ride here this afternoon. He's going to get that solid ride. But Slingshot, boy, that was kind of an out-of-line, hard-to-handle horse, wasn't it?
He was kind of out-of-line, hard to handle, and towards the end of the ride, he kind of quit kicking, and boy, that really makes it tough to put together a good bareback ride. They rely on that kick that those horses provide to set him back up and set their feet in the horse's neck. As you said, he came in with 138 on 2, so this ride meant a lot to this cowboy, Jeremy Mouton. The guy from Louisiana, you see him right here, good mark out. He's trying to do everything right, but this horse kind of quits him.
Well, our officials come up with 67 for Jeremy Mouton, a 67. Now, for those of you that may not follow our game real close, our Wrangler officials each have 1 to 25 for how well the horse bucks, 1 to 25 for how well the man rides. 2 Wrangler officials in all of our rough stock events. They combine the totals. Well, let's take a look at that leaderboard from the National High School Finals Rodeo in the bareback riding. Matt Smith, Mount Olive, Mississippi. He is the dominator. He wins the national championship in 2005 with 208 points on 3 horses. There's a look at the rest of the top 10 in this bareback riding, and my hat is off to all of those bareback riders. Job well done. But our champion, he's from Mississippi. He's on the phone calling his friends right now. Get off the phone, Matt. Emily wants you.
Thanks so much. Well, we just caught up with our bareback riding champion here at the National High School Finals Rodeo. His name is Matt Smith, and he's from Mississippi. Now, Matt, you just had a great ride, and you're the champion of the National High School Finals. How does that feel?
It was pretty good. I don't guess it's really sank in yet, but I believe it'll hit me pretty soon.
Tell me about your last ride here in the short go.
It was a birch horse. It went 80 points, just got real western, and praise the Lord, I did as good as I did.
Congratulations. Do you think it's going to take a little bit of time to sink in?
I believe it will. I don't know.
Well, congratulations. You did a great job all week.
Thank you.
Now we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Emily, and congratulations to Matt Smith, our 2005 National Champion Bareback Rider. We got more. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody, to 20X Rodeo High. Before we get down to it, we want to say thanks to our friends at Wrangler for the cowboy in you.
Also to the folks from Gist Silversmiths, crafting a legend piece by piece.
And, of course, Ariat, where performance is in our souls.
To the folks from Dodge, grab life by the horns.
And Corral West Ranchwear, the official Western wear retailer of the National High School Rodeo Association.
And HorseCity.com, keeping the horse world connected.
You know, here in Gillette, Wyoming at the National High School Finals Rodeo, there's a lot of serious business that takes place, but there's also a lot of fun. Think about it, 1,500 plus cowboys and cowgirls who are competitors by their very nature. It doesn't matter if it's inside the rodeo arena or maybe on the basketball court. These kids are competitors, they love to compete, and they like to have fun too.
Of course, they like to have fun, they're kids, and that's what kids do. But, you know, as you said, they're competitors, and these kids are following a tradition that was started at the high school finals back in 1949 in Hallettsville, Texas.
Well, that tradition continues. And also another tradition, huge fans coming to watch the National High School Finals Rodeo here in Gillette, Wyoming. You know, speaking of traditions, there is another very big tradition here at the National High School Finals, and that is crowning the new Miss National High School Rodeo Association Queen. These young ladies who are vying for the coveted crown of National Queen, hey, they have got their work cut out for them. It's not all just pretty smiles.
It's not all just pretty smiles. It's about horsemanship, the speech competition. There's a lot of competitions involved in being the National High School Rodeo Queen. We met the outgoing queen. She interviewed our bareback riding winner just a moment ago. Emily, nice job. Now this afternoon, we're going to interview the young lady who will represent high school rodeo on the national level all throughout this next year.
Well, I can tell you this, I would hate to be a judge in the National High School Rodeo Association Queen Contest because these are some very, very talented young ladies. As you said, they've got to be expert horsewomen. They've got to have good poise as well as a beautiful smile. Well, talking about queens, what do you say we look at the leaderboard? We've got the results tabulated, and guess what? The new National High School Rodeo Association Queen is none other than Amy Spinuzzi of Pueblo, West Colorado. Congratulations to Amy, and you have now got a very big job ahead of you for the next 365 days. You know what I think would be cool? One queen talking to another. Emily, take it away.
Well, just over an hour ago, she was Miss Colorado, and now she's the National High School Rodeo Association Queen. Amy Jo Spinuzzi, congratulations. You just did a great job this week.
Thank you. It was so much fun being here. I was just excited to be here and take in all the experiences and everything, and everybody was so nice. I'm kind of still in shock right now, but it's going to be a great year.
So what was the first thing that went through your mind when they called your name?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have big shoes to fill because you did such a great job, and it's not totally sank in yet, and all the activities that I'm going to get to do, those are the first things I was like, oh gosh, I get to go to Vegas, how so much fun. So.
Well, it's so fun to interview other rodeo queens because they're always such great speakers, and you look forward to a wonderful year.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Now we'll send it back up to you.
Thanks, Emily, and congratulations to you as well, Amy. Hey, we got more exciting stuff coming. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody, to 20X Rodeo High. I'm Wayne Wise, along with Nick Hudson, here at the National High School Finals Rodeo in Gillette, Wyoming. Well, one event in the books. Now let's start event number 2. Time for the goat time. Bailey Switzer, Aneroid, Saskatchewan, Canada. It's a ride down, dismount, get to the goat. Ow! Head-butted him. Now that's a different way to flank one. Come on, Bailey. 3 legs together, hands up, nicely done. Her time a 9.31. She was 17.90 in the first 2 go-rounds, 9.31 today. Probably not exactly what she had envisioned.
Well, she's looking good right here, and this Canadian competitor, I think you said it right here, right now. She head-butted that goat, but keep in mind, she flanks him, ties him down, gets all 3 legs in that goat thong, they call it, and does it in under 10 seconds. The Canadian competitors. That is pretty amazing.
Doink.
Oh, that hurt.
I like it.
That had to hurt. You know, and these competitors from Canada, they are tough.
Well, they've got to be tough. You know, you never see anybody try to flank one with their head, but Bailey, she just did that, 9:31, and that itself is pretty amazing that she got it done in under 10. Here comes Hilary Walker, Plain City, Utah, 17:62 on the first 2 runs. Nice, smooth dismount. Hey, this one's going to be quick. Come on, Hilary. Oh, my, 7.54 seconds. That is a wow, nice run.
Boy, it didn't take her long. Once she got this goat on the ground, she got her hands in the air. Her horse works perfectly, and you see her straddle that rope right here. That's an important part of the goat time because he can't go right, he can't go left. She gets him down, gets him strung, gets her hands in the air. Outstanding effort by this young lady.
Well, 7.54 gives her 25.16 on 3. We go now to Fallon, Nevada. Here's Cassie Vanarchi. All right, Cassie, get down and get after it. Got off a little bit too soon. She had to run a little further than she probably wanted to, but still a nice run. 8.11 seconds. These girls are tying them today.
They are tying them. And when you say 8:11 and you say just a nice run, you know, that is an amazing run in most people's arenas. It's going to win first in a lot of people's arenas. But these girls, they have come to tie goats. As you see her make virtually no mistakes, get this one on the ground, gathering, get her hands in the air, and does it in 8 and 11. You're going to see it one more time. It's hard to find a mistake in here. Just a little bit slower than the 7 we saw just a few moments ago.
Her total on 3 now is 25.64. She's second in the average right now. Shaylee French, Pincher Creek, Alberta, Canada. I wonder if this Canadian's going to headbutt one. Got off. No, a knee butt. All right, that'll work, whatever, just get it done. 8.01 the time for Shaylee. Now, as we watch the replay, I think she got off her horse a little too late. She was having to put on the brakes, and she collided with the goat rather than just running straight to him.
I think you're right. As far as that horse, he went to the right. He did what he was supposed to do, but she may have held with him just a little too long trying to make sure he stayed close to that goat, and it may have cost her. She's still 8:01, moves her into second right now.
Well, she's 25.47 on 3 as we look to Sarah Mulholland, Richland Center, Wisconsin. 17:45 on the first 2 go-rounds. Nice smooth dismount. This is going to be all right. 3 of them together. Nice tie. 7.51. Hey, she just moved to the lead in the go-round, and she got it all on the ground.
Hey, Sarah, nice run right there. You see this horse just kind of easing in, making sure he's in position. She's making sure, but most importantly, Wayne, she drew the right goat. He just stood there on the end of the rope, waited for her to throw him down and complete that tie. Does it in 7.51. Nice run.
Well, as we watch this replay one more time, she gets off perfectly. Horse didn't come down near as hard as we thought that he probably should have, but look at that. I mean, she wasted no time on the ground. Consequently, she shaved 3/100ths of a second off the lead. She's the new one to beat. 24.96 on 3. The 7:51 leads the go-round. Cassie Sharp, St. Augustine, Texas. We'll remember her from the Lone Star Finals. This gal was phenomenal at the Texas State Finals. No bobbles. Everything was good. 9.490 was her time in Texas. Here's what I can tell you. She's going to have to be a lot faster than a 9 here in Gillette, Wyoming if she wants to win the national championship. Cassie Sharp, St. Augustine, Texas. 17.19 on 2. Horse ducked a little right. She's to him in good shape. All right, here you go. 3 legs together. She's out. 8.18. Nice run.
Well, you're going to see it right here. Another nice run. We've seen 2 runs that are in the 7-second range, 2 runs in the 8-second range, and she puts this one together, does it right. Everything's right. She gets her hands in the air. You know, but her only mistake might have been that she didn't draw that goat that Sarah Mulholland drew just a few moments ago because she was 7.51 to take the lead in our go-round. This girl's 8.18.
She now has 25.37 on 3. We're looking at Shelby Smith, Stephenville, Texas. Rides the yellow horse down there, bails off, gets to him, up, down, 3 legs. Look at her go! Whoa! 7.73. I'll bet in the replay she's still going to be tying faster than a lot of girls we've seen.
Well, I don't think you could do it any faster than this, but she's still 7.73 as you see her have a little trouble on the get-up, but not much trouble. Straddles that rope, drew that good goat again that we've been talking about the last 2 runs. She's 7.73 rather, and an outstanding run by Shelby Smith, the girl from Texas.
Well, and I think you keyed on it, Nick. She had a little trouble with the dismount. Her knees got kind of wobbly, and when we're talking a difference of 0.2 of a second, that easily could have been a 0.2 of a second little bobble. Toya Vogt, Corn, Oklahoma, 16.55 on the first 2. Here's a gal with a real shot at a national championship. Got to him in pretty good shape, had a little trouble getting him up out of the ground. 8.05. The time for Toya, 8.05, giving her 24.60 on 3. She is second in the average right now.
Going to be second in the average. You see right here, she has a little trouble gathering that goat, but this little girl is fast with her hands. Watch right here. Once she goes to that string, it is not long, and she has her hands in the air, and you see the goat holder right there handing her string, and that little girl heads back, and you know she's going to be second this year, going to be maybe second or third depending on what this next girl does, but an outstanding run nonetheless.
Next girl, Kirby Eppert, Nebraska. That's where she calls home. Hey, nice smooth get off. All right, Kirby, look at that. Oh my, 7.91, and I can't wait to see the replay. She had that goat flanked and gathered in the air. Watch this.
Well, you're going to see Kirby Eppert from Nebraska right here as she steps off, nice smooth dismount, straddles that rope. That goat tries to get around her, but she catches him. Plus, he tries to get around to the left, and that's probably the most advantageous position. You can't really see it right there. You might be able to see it on this replay, and I think you're right, Wayne. She gathered this goat in the air. There, you're going to see it right there.
Right there. Those 3 legs were crossed before the goat ever got to the ground, and that is why she's 7.91. Well, here's a look at the goat tying leaderboard. Kirby Eppert, she did what she had to. She will be the national champion by 1/4 of a second over Shelby Smith of Texas. There's a look at the rest of the top 10 in the goat tying from the National High School Finals Rodeo, and it was a real good goat tying, to say the very least. Our champion from Central City, Nebraska, Kirby Eppert. I can promise you, this Cornhusker cowgirl is happy.
Thanks so much. We just caught up with out of breath Nebraska cowgirl Kirby Eppert. She's our goat tying champion. Now, Kirby, tell me about the run you made in the short goat. It was phenomenal. Everybody from Nebraska, we could hear them out there. They were cheering for you.
The Nebraska crowd, they're awesome. I mean, they're just behind you all the way. You know when a Cornhusker's up here. It was a good run. Had a good goat. A girl with 7.9 on him in the first round, and just wanted to get him tied down, make sure he stayed tied.
Now, how does it feel to be the national goat tying champion?
It feels good to leave here with a good taste in my mouth. Last year wasn't quite the same, so.
Now, are you a senior this year?
Yes, ma'am. Just graduated.
And do you have plans to rodeo in the future?
I'm going to Stephenville, Texas to college rodeo.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with all your future rodeoing.
Thank you very much.
Now, back to you.
Thanks, Emily, and congratulations to Kirby, our 2005 National Goat Tying Champion. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody, to 20X Rodeo High. We're coming to you from Gillette, Wyoming, and the 2005 National High School Finals Rodeo. Nick, we've got a couple events already in the books, and it's safe to say that this sleepy little town in northern Wyoming is wide awake for the high school national finals.
You know, it's been the home of high school rodeo for the last couple of years now, and you see our bareback riding winner right there, Mr. Smith. Nice job. But we're going to see over 1,500 contestants, or we've seen what's been narrowed down from 1,500 contestants to the short round, to the finals, to the competition for the national championship, as you see some of our steer wrestlers and team ropers.
You know, something that's very amazing to me as we watch these cowboys and cowgirls, this is the biggest rodeo in their life. And you know what? There isn't any of them that's letting the pressure of the national championships loom in their mind at all. They're all business. Let's get down to some more business, shall we? Time to go to the big boys contest, the steer wrestling, or as we call it in the rodeo business, the bulldogging. Sid Sorge, Billings, Montana. He's going to lead us off. 14.720 on the first 2 steers. Here's Sid. Ride down, get off your horse, grab him, and put him down. 5.223, the time for the big Montana Bulldogger. 5.223. That's a pretty good way to start this championship go-round here at the National High School Finals.
Pretty good way indeed. As he gets through that barrier, that's the most important thing to all these steer wrestlers and all of our time event contestants. Maybe doesn't bring this steer back around quite as much as he'd like to, but still gets him on the ground and does it in a hurry. And does it in 5.22 seconds, and that's going to be a good run in anybody's ball game, in anybody's arena.
Well, that gives him 19.943 on 3 steers. And we look now to Alamo, Nevada. The Steele family represented, Chad Steele. He is 14.278 on the first 2 runs. That barrier line, Nick, that you referred to, that is a very, very important piece of this bulldogging, isn't it? Chad, he's got him. Go to the nose, put him on the ground. 5.265. The time for Chad Steele gives him 19.543 on 3.
Chad's got to like the way he drew here. He gets out from behind that barrier, reaches for that steer. As he goes to the nose right here, this steer just does everything in the world to come down, stick all 4 feet in the air, and the flag will drop. He takes the lead right now. He's 5.265. Actually, he moves into second, but still made a good run.
Well, Let's see if his brother can do any better. Tony Steele is next. You know, this rodeo business is a family affair, to say the very least. Tony Steele, just watch brother Chad bulldog. All right, Tony, your turn. Dig your Ariats in. Bring him around. There you got him. 5.433. So it looks like Chad Steele is going to have the bragging rights at breakfast tomorrow. Tony is 5.433. Gives him 19.581 on 3 of them. Not a bad run.
Not a bad run at all. And just by 0.2 of a second, he loses the bragging rights, but he still goes to the nose. As he tries to bring this steer down, for some reason, he gets wadded up underneath that steer, and that might have been that 200s. But you see, he's out of the barrier, and like I said, that's the important part to all of our timed event contestants. Slides that steer, goes around. Maybe didn't bring that steer around quite enough, just as his brother didn't, but still made an awfully good run. He's 5.4.
Los Lunas, New Mexico. That's the home of our next bulldogger, J.W. Nicholson. J.W., 13.531 on the first 2, and I remember this guy from the New Mexico State Championships. He's good.
He is really good, and you see this time event facility in the Red Rock State Park. Wham, right there. Good analogy, Wayne, because he's happy about that, and he should be. He's 4.35 on that run, and an outstanding run there. He'd like to repeat that right here today.
Here comes J.W., trying to be as fast as he was at his home state finals. Hey, he's not far off of that pace, 4.584. He moves to the lead for the go-round, and he now moves to the lead for the average as well, 18.115 on 3. This was a textbook run.
It was a textbook run indeed. Just goes to the nose. As soon as he gets down, everything's right. He brings that steer around, throws him on the ground. When all 4 feet clear, the flag drops, the clock stops, and he does it in a nice time, 4.584.
Well, that's the time we're going to try to beat now. Brock Cresta, Santa Rosa, California. He's going to be the guy who will try to do just that. 13.469 on 2 of them. Here comes the California Bulldogger. Has him caught and has him down. 5.610. That might have been a luck of the draw deal.
That might have been a luck of the draw deal. And you know, in all of our events, they draw, even the goat tie and the barrel race, and they'll draw for the order they compete. They'll draw for the animal they compete on. And in this case, that steer might have run a little harder. You see he run left. He had to move his horse left, gets a hold of those horns and throws him down. As soon as he gets his hands on him and those horses clear, he does what he's supposed to do. It just might have been the luck of the draw, like you said, Wayne.
19.079 is his total on 3 runs. That isn't going to be quick enough. We go to Utah. Blake Brown from Bluffdale. Blake Brown from Bluffdale, he's the bulldogger. That's a bunch of bees. Come on, Blake. Get him. Got him. 4.848. That's a nice run for the big boy from Utah.
4.848, a nice run in anybody's arena. And keep in mind, Wayne, these guys is usually called the big guys event, but we're still in high school. We're seeing some freshmen, sophomore, juniors, possibly seniors in this event, and he does it right. Gets down on this steer. You see his horse goes out of there, lets his feet just in the right spot. As he goes to the nose and brings him down, everything is just right for the cowboy from Utah.
Well, he now leads the average, 15.856 on 3. We look to Eric Hammonds, Farmerville, Louisiana. Here's a guy that was 9.945 on 2 of them. Louisiana put some hot sauce on. Wow. 4.493. That has got that Cajun hot stuff going, doesn't it?
Well, you're going to see the cowboy from Louisiana right here as he gets down. His horse puts his feet just in the right place, and look at the force that he comes across with to get this steer on the ground right about now. Does everything right. Boy, and I'm impressed with Eric Hammonds. 4.493 is going to be in the money no matter what. I don't know whether he'll be the national champion or not, but we've got one more to go.
Well, he just forced himself to the lead in the average, 14.438 on 3. This is Chance Honey, Rocky Ford, Colorado. He's got to be quick. Come on, Chance. Nice run. 4.314. And this kid who was born to rodeo, his whole family rodeos, Chance Honey got it done in 4.314. That gives him 13.607 on 3. We're looking at a replay of the national champion.
Well, and he's come here to Gillette with that on his mind, and he deserves to be the national champion with runs just like that. As you said, he comes from rodeo family, from Jace Honey and Rick Honey and the whole Honey family. I think they exclude the women and children, but everybody else has to steer wrestle in terms of the Honey family.
And I'm not so sure that some of those girls don't bulldog too in that household. Here's a look at that leaderboard from the National High School Finals. Chance Honey, Rocky Ford, Colorado. He will win the championship. 13.607 on 3 of them. Here's a look at the rest of the top 10 bulldoggers from the National High School Finals Rodeo. That was good stuff to watch. And I know the Honey family, they are very proud of Chance, who is now the national champion. Emily, let's talk to him.
Thanks so much. We just caught up with Chance Honey, a Colorado cowboy, and he is our steer wrestling champion here at the National High School Finals Rodeo. Now, Chance, you put together 3 solid runs to get to the top. Tell me about your last run in the short go.
I drew a good steer. I knew it was going to be easier than the first 2, so I just didn't worry about it.
Good deal. Now tell me a little bit about how it even feels for you to be the national champion.
I don't know. I never really won anything, and then a week ago I won Shawnee, and I'd never won anything that big, so it's kind of getting used to it, but it's still just a shock.
Well, two national champions and 2 national championships in a row. That's great. Congratulations. Has it sunk in yet?
No, not yet.
Well, we hope it does pretty quick for you, and good luck in the rest of your rodeoing.
All right, thank you.
We'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Emily, and congrats to Chance Honey, our 2005 national champion bulldogger. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to 20X Rodeo High. I'm Wayne Wise, along with Nick Hudson, coming to you from the National High School Finals Rodeo in Gillette, Wyoming. Let's go back to the timed event side. Once again, time for the Dolly team roping. The Fletcher boys are first. Jimmy Fletcher Jr. and Jake Fletcher. They're from Chino Valley, Arizona. 23.809 on the first 2 runs. Green lights on. That's Jimmy Jr. Head catch solid. All right, Jake, your turn. We need 2 of them. What do we get done? A pair, just like we're supposed to. 9.692 to set the pace for us here in the team roping. Good run.
The Fletcher boys, they did it just right. A textbook-like run hit right here. He swung over his back a few times just to make sure, and the cowboy rode in there, roped 2 feet. You said it earlier, he got a dual catch. In other words, he caught both hind feet, only catch 1. It's a 5-second penalty. Didn't see that here. The Fletcher boys start things off right with a 9.692.
Well, we're going to stay in Arizona. This time, C.C. Salisbury, Bubba Heffley, Buckeye, Waddell, respectively. Good head catch from C.C. All right, Bubba. With a name like Bubba, you got to rope. 8.742. Easy, Bubba. You and your paint horse are about to be entered in the bronc riding. 8.742. They now are the new leaders in this go-round.
Well, you're going to see it right here, a textbook-like head loop. You see that knot come around the left side of the steer, then the healer rides in there, his horse rides into position. He ropes 2 feet. I don't know what got into old Paint right here. We didn't have a rope under his tail or anything else. He just decided to buck a little. Maybe he was excited about the possibility of a national championship. You know what? It's not uncommon to see some outstanding team roping from the state of Arizona.
Boy, it certainly isn't. They get to practice 11 and a half months out of the year. Let's go now to Pennsylvania. Zachary Kilgus, Justin Yost. Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. That's where Zachary's from. Mount Morris, that's where Justin calls home. Zachary at the head end, that's solid. Justin for 2. He's got him. Boy, those Pennsylvania boys know how to rope, don't they? 8.247. They now are in the lead for the go-round and the average, 26.369. That's good watching.
That is good watching. You know, it keeps getting faster with each and every run as we see another good horn loop. You see the heater right in there. His horse is in perfect position. Everything looks right. He ropes 2 feet. 8.247, going to win in a lot of arenas around the country, and this high school team is happy about it.
Well, and rightfully so. They now are the leaders all the way across the board. Sam Burke, Charleston, Missouri. His partner, Casey Hicks, Williamsville, Missouri. Green lights on. Here they come. They were 17.668 on the first 2. Got to be a smooth run here if they want that average. Spiked a leg. What would have been an 8.138 instantly turns into 13.138. Why do you only catch 1, Nick?
Well, we'll see if we can see it right here. As you see him right in there. His horse looks like he's in good position. Possibly that rope just bounced out, and unfortunately just roped that I believe it's the right hind leg, and that results in that 5-second penalty. And in the short round of the national finals, this is a true penalty, and this is a really hard penalty to overcome.
Yeah, I think with a penalty, you're almost out of the money. Blake Hurds, Russell Cardoza, California duo. They had a 2-second lead in the average coming in here. They just want to be smooth. Hey, they are. 9.095 for the California boys. Blake Hurds and Russell Cardoza. That was a businessman run right there, wasn't it?
Well, you're going to see it right here. Our header has to fish just a little bit. When he finally gets that rope dallied around the saddle horn, you see the veteran move by our healer. His horse kind of covers him up, cuts the corner. He expected that corner to be before now. He holds him up. He waits just a little bit. He ropes 2 feet. They're not penalized. And Blake Curtis and Russell Cordova turn in a 9.095.
Well, and that was a real heads-up move that Russell just did. He waited until he knew he had a perfect shot to catch that steer. Guess what? It paid off. They are the national champions. 24.734. They will win the 2005 National Championship. Here's a look at the rest of the top 10 from the National High School Finals Rodeo in Gillette, Wyoming. Congratulations to Blake and Russell, our new team roping national champions. We've got more 20X Rodeo High coming. Stick around, won't you? Welcome back, everybody, to 20X Rodeo High. Before we get down to it, we want to say thanks to our friends at Wrangler for the cowboy in you.
Also to the folks from Gist Silversmiths, crafting a legend piece by piece.
And, of course, Ariat, where performance is in our souls.
To the folks from Dodge, grab life by the horns.
And Corral West Ranchwear, the official Western wear retailer of the National High School Rodeo Association.
And HorseCity.com, keeping the horse world connected.
You know, here in Gillette, Wyoming, there's lots of things for these cowboys to see and do. Our friends from the U.S. Marine Corps, they brought them some stuff to see and do.
Come on, Kendra. Push yourself. I know. Keep pushing, Kendra. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. 5 more seconds. 5 more seconds. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Hang on.
The United States Marine Corps has been in association with the National High School Rodeo Finals Association for several years now. And every time we come out here, it's good to know that these are the type of individuals that we want to go ahead and push forward our message of honor, courage, and commitment. Stay in school, stay off drugs, and do what's right.
My job basically here is I have been trained with all the knowledge of what the Marine Corps has to offer. So if any questions arise here during this event, I can answer those questions. And also, if someone shows true interest, I am the one qualified to determine if they are Marine Corps quality and what we are looking for.
Come on. Let's go. Don't quit. Don't quit. These are the type of individuals who evoke the type of patriotism and loyalty and selflessness that we look for in our Marine Corps. So it's actually an honor to be out here and be associated with y'all.
You need to finish up school and have the right attitude to come in the Marine Corps.
Well, let's put the spotlight on the cowgirls again, shall we? Time for the barrel racing. Beth Griffin, Advance, Missouri. Building on a 34.692 on the first 2 runs. It's 1 corner to the right, now 2 to the left. She's around the first 2 in good shape. All right, Beth, one more time. Here at the National High School Finals Rodeo. Go for it. Beth Griffin, Advance, Missouri. She will stop the clock in 17.352 seconds. That gives her 52.044 on 3 runs. That was a solid, good run, wasn't it?
That was a real solid run, and you see her a little wide around that first one. We're going to see how she is on the second one. She's a little better on that second one. An outstanding run here, and you're going to see some outstanding horses as well as cowgirls and horsemanship in this event, the barrel racing.
Here's Jamie Leach, Roseburg, Oregon. She's building on a 35.075 from the first 2 go rounds. All right, Jamie, get close to 2 of them. One more time around that 3rd and final one. Now, turn on your turbocharger. Jamie Leach, Roseburg, Oregon. Hurry, cowgirl. Her time was 17.386.
We're going to see it right here. She's a little wide around number 1. Still turns in a good time, though. So you're going to see around number 2 if she's a little better on that one. Many times these horses, they'll be a little wide on that first one. They'll get better on that second one, as you saw right there. It's a chemistry between cowgirl and horse that makes up a time like 17.386.
Well, here's a good chemistry lesson. Ginger Hathcock, Colorado Springs, Colorado. I have watched this horse at lots and lots of rodeos across the country. This dude will fly. All right, Ginger, let it roll. Ginger Hathcock, Colorado Springs, Colorado. 35.273 on 2 runs. Look at that board. Today she is 17.170.
Well, you see her be a little wide around the first one, but this horse makes it up in between the barrels. You see her better around the second one and to the third one. You know, if you're a judge of fine horse flesh, or if you just like watching fine horse flesh, you're in the right place in Gillette, Wyoming on this afternoon, because you're going to see some of the best in terms of horses. We saw it right there. She turned in a 17.170.
Haley Garrison is next. Channing, Texas. I remember this young lady from the Lone Star Finals. She and this horse really got it on down there in Abilene, Texas, good to the tune of 15.795. Now, obviously, the pattern here in Gillette is a little bigger than it was in Abilene, so we probably won't see a 15. Here's Haley Garrison, Channing, Texas, trying to move a 17.170 in this championship go-round. Boy, she's got 2 good corners under her belt right now. Come on, Haley. You're around 3 of them. Go for it. Go for it. Haley Garrison, Channing, Texas. Hot little run. Would you look at that? 17.176. She is 6/1,000ths of a second behind our leader in this go-round.
And for some reason, a lot of these girls are wide around that first barrel. The second barrel, no problem. The third barrel, no problem. And coming home, no problem. But for some reason, a lot of these girls are wide around that first one. This little gal from Texas, we saw her do it there. We're going to see her do it right here in Gillette, Wyoming, in an outstanding run. And she turns in a 17.176, just 6/100ths behind the leader.
Here's Whitney Gibson, Kilgore, Texas. She's 35.292 on the first two runs. She's got a little ground to make up in that average. She is really going to have a smoking run today. It could happen. Whitney Gibson, Kilgore, Texas. Hustle. 17.385. 17.385. I don't think that's going to be quite quick enough to move a 51.800 on three that Haley Garrison, her fellow Texan, turned in just a moment ago.
Now you see her on the second, third barrel, the good replay that we see here by our camera crew. An outstanding run. Once again, this is a bigger pattern. We're probably not going to see a 15, but you know, Wayne, I would not want to be in the barrel racing this afternoon.
Kaylee Quinley, Cordova, Tennessee. She will go one to the left and two to the right. Perhaps that is a right-handed or left-handed horse. Horses really do have preference in which direction they turn first. Whoa! Did you see that? She reached over and set that third barrel back up. 17.431. I hope we get a chance to see that again.
Well, I think you're going to see it right here, Wayne, as she goes around this third one. I'm not sure what she hits it with. Might have been her leg coming into it, and she aggressively just reaches down, stands it back up. You know they can do that. We're going to see it one more time right here as she stands it back up. It's still standing. There's no 5-second penalty on the run.
Alicia Sandoval waiting in the wings. She is from Bloomfield, New Mexico. We remember her from the New Mexico State Championships. This horse and this cowgirl, they got it on down there in Gallup, New Mexico. 17.452. And I really was impressed the way this horse ran. He digs in and goes for it every trip. Alicia Sandoval, Bloomfield, New Mexico, 35.243 on the first two runs. Here's Alicia, a little wide on that first one. Come on, Alicia. You have got to get closer to number two. There you go. That's better. All right, we got to shave a little bit more around number three. Now go for it. Alicia Sandoval, Bloomfield, New Mexico. Looking good. 17.187 puts her third in the go-round right now. That was a good run with a wide corner to start it.
Well, for some reason, like I said, on that first corner, a lot of these horses have been wide. A lot of these cowgirls have been wide for some reason. So she's better on the second one, going to the third. It looks good here. And we saw her in New Mexico do it so fine and so fast. She'll do it right here once again in Wyoming and make it count for the national championship.
Well, let's go to the Pacific Northwest. Here comes Jordan Crossley, Hermiston, Oregon. 34.886 in the average coming in. So she has got a real chance at a national championship if this horse will keep his feet and run. All right, Jordan, you're good around two. Hey, hey, hey. Hot run for Jordan Crossley. That is going to be a good one. 17.239.
You see this horse right here. He stumbles a little bit, you know, and this is a victim of being in the bottom of the ground, they call it. If you're using barrel racing terminology, this horse really accelerates to the second barrel and the third barrel. I thought we were enough to win it, but just not quite.
Well, here's the one that did win it. Haley Garrison, Channing, Texas, 51,800 on three runs. She is the new national champion here in the barrel racing from the National High School Finals Rodeo. That was an awesome barrel racing, and congratulations go out to Haley. Hey, Emily, have you got Haley with you?
Thanks so much. I just caught up with Texas cowgirl Haley Garrison, and she is our barrel racing champion. Now, Haley, you got first in one go, fifth in another go, and had a great run in the short round. Tell me a little bit about the run that took you straight to the top.
Well, actually, I went by my first barrel a little bit, and he was turning so hard on the second and third. I was kind of coming off, but I held on as good as I could.
You did. You really pulled it together and put together a great run. Now, how does it feel to be the national barrel racing champion?
I hadn't really sunk in yet. I'm just kind of here.
And Texas has a great team. Were they really supporting you?
Yes, they were. All of them. They were great.
Is there anybody you'd like to thank for getting you this far?
My parents and my horse, but that's about it.
Good deal. Well, you must have a great horse to get you that far and have three nice runs. Now we'll send it back up to you guys.
Well, thanks, Emily, and congratulations to Haley for our national championship in the barrel racing. We're going to be right back. Welcome back, rodeo fans, to 20X Rodeo High. We're coming to you from Gillette, Wyoming, and the National High School Finals Rodeo. We have already seen some awesome performances, but probably none better than the Ariat top performance of the day. We'll look over to the timed event side and see our national champion bulldogger, Chance Honey, slam dunk one in 4.314 seconds. The Rocky Ford, Colorado cowboy did what he is born to do, and that is be a champion. Chance Honey, he wins the national championship in the bulldogging, and he wins the go-round with a 4.314. Congratulations, you are the Ariat top performance of the day.
And thanks to the folks from Dodge. We're not going to let the timed event into the arena take center stage whatsoever, not with a bareback ride like this. Turned in by Matt Smith from Mount Olive, Mississippi. He's got a horse called Whirligig. This horse turns back. Matt Smith lets caution go to the wind, and it never looks like he's in trouble in this ride. He's 80 points. He wins the nation. An outstanding ride by this kid from Mississippi, and nothing but a bright future for him. And thanks once again to our folks from Dodge.
Well, the curtain's going to fall on this episode of 20X Rodeo High from the National High School Finals Rodeo in Gillette, Wyoming. But don't despair, because next week we've got even more exciting action from the biggest youth rodeo on the planet. On behalf of Nick Hudson,